If you're putting forth effort, energy, frequencies, waves, verbs, vibrations, that just simply means that it's not yours by divine birthright. That just simply means that you're trying to connect with another person, another place, or another thing that's not yours by divine birthright. So it's those are better. Oh, wait, could you put some water in? Just water. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And so that just simply means that it's not yours by birthright. So you got to do what? You got to work to get it. Now it's not that you can't have it. You can get anything you want, man. You the bomb.com, right? So we are all itty bitty expressions of God on earth. So you can have and you can be anything you want. However, you got to do it. It doesn't flow effortlessly. You got to fight for it. So we are in a culture. We are raised in an environment that teaches us to fight. It's called struggle fest. So most, in fact, all have been taught to struggle, to work, to fight, to put forth massive amount of focus, discipline, and order. That's how we was trained. We don't know that out of your belly flows rivers of living water. We don't know that God wishes to do exceedingly abundantly above anything that we could ask or think. We don't over and understand that God has already, past tense, given us everything that we need for life and godliness. So again, remember, regardless of your belief system. So the only reason that you're not merging, the only reason that you have not mixed, the only reason that you haven't married, the only reason that you haven't magnetized or amplified, the only reason that you haven't manifest is because you're not the vibrational equivalent of whatever it is that you're trying to connect with. Because frequencies resonate. It's called resonance. Frequency resonance. It's an automatic. The word resonance means resounding. And so when you send out a sound, it's returned back to you. So whatever you send out comes back. Bible talks about that as well. As a man soweth in his heart, so is he. You bring about what you think about. Give, and it shall be given. Whatever measure that you give, that same measure, that same meat is given back to you. All of this stuff is inside the Bible as well. So the problem is that none of us have been taught how the universe works from the perspective of understanding that everything is in your life is the vibrational equivalent of your life. You don't get what you ask for. You don't get what you pray for. You don't get what you fast for. You don't get what you breathe for. You can do Wim Hof breathing techniques. You can do sun gazing. You can do earthing. You can do the raw diet. You can do the meat diet. You can do the carb diet. You can do the keto diet. You can do whatever. All of that requires effort. You should be operating and living effortlessly. It should be an automatic expression of the soul. So, what's stopping you from automatically manifesting wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships? Your beliefs. Your beliefs block. Your beliefs stop. You have been given, past tense. It's effortless. So the reason that we got to put forth an effort to get it, because we're not in line with it. So you got to work. You got to work hard, bro, because we live in a culture. We live in an environment that taught us that we have to work from the perspective of go and take and go and get it instead of just exude it, instead of be it. Everything flows to me easily and effortlessly because it's mine by divine birthright. It's already mine at birth. So if you don't know your birthright, if you don't know how God has designed and gifted you, then that means that you're not the vibrational equivalency. So once you stop fighting, once you let go of your belief system, from the perspective of who are you? Whose are you? Well, we do not have access to the original. Most of us. If you've done the research, then you over understand it, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But unfortunately, we don't have access, many of us, to the original text. So we have access to what's been given to us. Oh, thank you. So we have access to what's been given to us by the dominant culture. But when you release that information, then you get information. When you release your information, you get information. When you release that information, you allowed your DNA structures itself. It's called DNA sequencing. So you can sequence your DNA so manifesting becomes automatic. So my verbs, these are action words. They resonate with people that are the same frequency as me. That's what you see on my wall back here. That's my frequency resonant chart. So every morning and every day, I know how to create spiritual magnetism. So I don't have to wonder what my busyness is. That's up there. So all of this behind me here on my wall, that's what I write. Because I understand what we talked about last night, which is way, way, way too deep for the average Alakibilan. But we revealed, explained, illuminated, and simplified sex magic from the perspective of pen and paper, what we call penis and punani. Now remember, this is beyond the vibrational spectrum of most people, because most of us have been taught to rely upon a cistern outside of the cells. That cistern is a system. That system is rely on, what we call return of legion. The return of legion or religion or religion. It is the return of legion. My name is Legion, for we are many. It's many dispositions. The scripture says that a double-minded man will not receive anything from source. So that's why you're going to work. If you got two minds, if you chase two rabbits, both will escape. And so what I see in the world, because it's global, it's systematic, it's not an individual. It's not no individual rely on system. All rely on systems require you to rely on a system, a cistern that it talks about in Jeremiah. We have broken cisterns. They can't hold water. So you're made up of water. Your cistern can't hold your true, authentic self. So we become artificial. We become fake. We regurgitate. We don't use our own verbs. We use someone else's words. So your words create your world. So manifesting is the result of knowing the phone number that you're calling. This is my phone number. My phone number is how I optimize my life. That's why it's called a life optimization chart. So if I want to stay in tune and manifest wealth, health, wisdom, and toe curling relationships, I need to stay connected with the divine, God or source. But my belief, your belief, is in between. The Bible says there's no more need of a mediator between God and man save the Son. That's you. Because the Son is a frequency, wave, and vibration that is emitted from the body. That's called your aura. Your aura, according to heartmath.org, is an explosion. It is an electrical magnetic field. That field creates what is real for you. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. You don't get what you want. You only exude and connect with who you be. So the only quest that you should be embarking on It's who are you? That is below the threshold of your consciousness unless you become conscious. So what I do is conscious reports to help people get conscious. So this is my conscious report. It's called a destiny or diakonia. So diakonia is a Greek word that means service and ministry. I have a service, you have a service based upon your name and your date of birth. Because letters and numbers are not letters and numbers, they are emanation. An emanation is an attribute and characteristic of the divine placed inside of a dirt suit. That's you and me. So we are glorified dirt beings. Unfortunately, the average Kibilan has no identity. It's not connected to their true authentic self. So if you are being fake, then you will suffer what is called fate. Fate means fake. That means that whatever happens just happens. I just go with it. So I can't steer my ship. I can't reveal, explain, illuminate, and simplify. I can't create. As an individual expression of God on earth, I can just imitate. So I got to imitate the reverend, the doctor, or the bishop. I got to hear somebody else's stuff, and I got to copy it. Look at Facebook. Look at Instagram. People just regurgitate other people's shiznits. Most people don't have a true, authentic expression of themselves. And why is that? The reason why many of us don't have a true, authentic expression of the self is that we're not connected to our true, authentic self. But why? Because we have a system that we rely on outside of the self. That system is called religion. And now remember, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not your DNA prior to your birth. You had a prior existence with the Father. From the perspective of understanding that we're made up of stardust. We're made up of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. That's the same thing that's out in space. But with this carbon is a container. So we are carrying a wave. We're carrying a frequency. We're carrying a vibration. But when you speak as one having authority, the same way Yahushua the Hamashiach did. Remember when he left and he came back and they said, isn't that the carpenter's son? Why? People was blown away at his speech. Because when he left, he was just a carpenter's son. But he came back and he was speaking as one who had authority. Where did he get his authority from? Because he connected with his true authentic self that was placed inside of his DNA. He didn't get it from a reverend, a doctor, or a bishop, or a master teacher 33 like me. He got it from source. So if you want to know the purpose of a thing, don't ask another thing. If you want to know the purpose of the thing, ask the creator of the thing. So I have the creator of the thing report. This creator of the thing report lets you know who you are based upon the innate attributes and characteristics placed inside of you by God, him, her, or itself. This is not man-made, bruh. This is not a rely on system. This is not religion. This is a cosmic system that drops down into a theological expression that allows you to control your biology. So your biology is controlled by your theology, and your theology is controlled by your cosmology. So if you don't understand cosmology, now it's very interesting, and I talk about this inside of my creator report, my design report, my destiny report. So I have a whole chapter that talks about under understanding what we call numerology, theomathematics, and biblical alphanumerics. Why do we have to talk about this when it comes to manifesting? Manifesting is effortless. If you putting forth energy, if you work, I sit at home in my underwear all day. I don't do what y'all call work. So I don't get up. I don't go to work. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly because it's mine by divine birthright. Because money is just a frequency, wave, and a vibration. The word frequency means what do I frequently see? So I frequently see something. And when I speak, my speech has a tone, and my tone establishes my zone. So I'm in a whole nother zone. You can tell it in my voice. So the speed of my choice is determined by the tone in my voice. So I'm on a whole new level where there is no devil. So I don't have adversity. I don't do what most Negroes do. I don't have the issues or concerns that the average out of Keybadon does because of my vibration. But where did it come from though? Where did it come? It came from my sword. Look at that chart there. That sword. I have a sword and a shield. You got one too. I got a sword, which is the life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I got a shield. This protects me from all fiery darts. So I got frenemies. You got some too. See, no weapon formed against me can prosper. All who rise up against me get spanked. Because there is no me. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives inside of me. However, I'm pretty sure I got 100 grand that says I probably got a different Christ than the one that you got. See, I understand the interior. Remember, this is inner physics. What is inner physics? This is my inner state. My inner state. So I drive on an interstate. The word interstate means highway. So I got a higher way. It's a highway. Because when you over and understand that the word human is not in the Bible. That's a man-made term. Go in there and look. Just like I did. So I broke it down already. Read Romans. And you realize, read the book of Galatians. The word hue means, hue, H-U-E, means light or bent light. It means color. Color means bent light. You are a bent light being, but you're not. You believe you are because that's what we've been taught. Who told you you was a human? Anybody got any proof that you're a human? What is a human? See, we use terms. These words, they control your chakras. You got 7, some say 9, some say 12. But I'm not here to debate. I'm here to educate. So when you over and understand that there is a way by which you see the world that's based upon the letters, because the structure of your letters determines the function of your life. My name is different from yours. My name establishes my lane. Name is N-A-M-E. The E is silent. Drop the E, turn it around. English is English. English is the language of the fallen angels. English is Angolish. It's gematria. It's the language of the light beings. I'm trying to find my book on English. Why? So what does that mean though? That simply means you got to reverse engineer it. So N-A-M, turn it around. What do you get? M-A-N. So man is name and name is man. That's why in the Bible certain people's names was changed. And so when it comes to manifesting, what does that mean? That means that you have a unique, authentic expression, and everything that matches, you merge. So you merge with what's yours. Stop trying to go and get stuff. Just be stuff. Just be you. But we got a problem. How are you going to be what you can't see? But what does that mean though? Now, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Inside of my DNA, I have something called cerebrospinal cord fluid. It runs up and down the 33 bones in my back. You do too. I break this down inside the book, CSF. The only reason why there is something called work is because your belief blocks what's coming to you. If you release your belief, what's yours by divine birthright automatically comes. So, whatever you are emitting, everything that's on that same frequency is zing, is attracted to you like a magnet. You are magnetic by birthright. You ain't got to do nothing. It's in your genes. The genie is in the genes. Inside of your DNA. So manifesting is the result of an authentic inner state. Your inner state. The whole reason for creating a life management system is for you to learn how to manage your own energy. That's the secret to yourself, your inner chi. So you're supposed to manage your own energy, your own energy, but you're not. How do I know? Well, where do you get your words from? Some reverend, some doctor, or some bishop. Even if you use Noah Webster, because you got to research who's Noah Webster. Now remember, we talked about this many times before. So your DNA responds to your voice. My DNA responds to my voice. Your DNA is your God from the perspective of the DNA of the gods. You are a genetic match based upon your interstate. You control your world with your words. Your DNA responds to your voice. You have voice activated DNA. It's called epigenetics. So you literally are engineering yourself. So now you're going to blame the white man, the black man, the blue man. You're going to blame your boo boo. You're going to blame all your problems on your husband. Are you going to blame all your problems on your wife? Are you going to blame all your problems on the reverend? You're going to blame all your problems on the doctor. You're going to blame all your problems on the bishop. You're going to blame all your problems on the government. It's going to be, well, brother, it's Joe Biden, my brother. Oh, it's Donald Trump. If only Trump is, whatever. Everybody looks outside of themselves. Very few people look inside of themselves. If you want to see the devil, go look in the mirror. Also, if you want to see God, go look in the mirror. You your own God and your own devil. That means you create your own reality with your mentality. Now remember, this is not a new believer show. I should have gave my warning at the beginning. This is for high vibrational alkebidons. This is for individual expressions of God on earth. That just simply means, brothers and sisters, that we are the workmanship. The workman is worthy of his wages. That simply means if it is to be, it is up to me. But who is me? See, everybody has the same conundrum. Everybody I talk to, remember, I've been doing this for 30 years, man. I do one-on-ones, I talk to people, I do, destiny reports. My goal is to connect you with your true, authentic self. Every problem, when you break it down, man, tell me what's the problem you got, man? You know what it is at the base? No matter what problem you think you got, it all comes down to one thing: an improper self-image. You do not see yourself the way God designed yourself. I already know what your problem is. You can talk to me about whatever, that's just the surface. Remember, you got to ask yourself why 7 times before you get to the real issue. So how come we all are not millionaires? How come we all are not, myself included? How come not, how come not we all, why are we all, when we get 80, how come we don't look like we 30? Why do we age? When every cell in your body renews itself. According to science. According to science, every cell in your body, your bones, everything, you are a brand new individual every 30 days, 90 days, whatever the time frame is. Why do we age? Why do we have memory loss? Why do we have problems in relationships? Because we're not doing this. We're not laboring in love. See, the word love means to evolve. That means everybody, you have what is called a labor of love algorithm. Now, we've talked about this before for the members of the group. The members of the group, you guys already know this already. Everybody has a labor of love algorithm. So my labor of love algorithm, remember, the word algorithm is all go to this rhythm. Mine is the month that I was born, the day that I was born, and the year that I was born, broken down into single digit numbers. I was born in September. I was born on the 15th, so that's 156. And I was born in year blah, 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 which comes out to 189. So I can get anything and I can manifest anything as long as I do 9, 1, 5, 6, 1, 8, 9. That's my success formula. 9 means I can only manifest when I'm in a high vibrational state. The 9 means God's mind. So if I got a money problem, immediately I know I'm thinking in lust instead of love. Immediately. If I'm having a money problem, I know that I'm operating in the logos, the Lowgoes, the logos. Don't tell me I told you, but That's what it's talking about in the Bible. The logos. That means the low frequency, low wave, and low vibration. Now, I'm not your enemy. I know you probably think I am, but I'm not. So what does that mean though? That simply means that there's a highway. I drive on the interstate when I get in my car. Look at the word interstate. Interstate. Down here in Texas, we call it a highway. So if I want to go from, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, I want to go to see my Sheerans up in Dallas, Texas, I got to get on the road. So the road is the role. I'm a, let's speak plainly, shall we? This is a play. This is a theatrical dramatization. I'm playing the character of W.E. Rogers. That's the role, R-O-L-E, that I can roll, R-O-L-L. Now remember, man, let me get my book on linguistics. Okay, we got to break this down for y'all. How vibrational, like keep it on out there today. It's time for everybody to blow up. Y'all ready to blow up? What does that mean? That means money flows to you easily and effortlessly. That means that you intuitively know what to eat and what to drink to heal yourself. That means that everywhere you go, you've been led by the Ruach and the Pneuma, your inner self, your higher self, what we call the holy, set apart, spirit. What is the spirit? Spirit is not mystical. What does the word spirit mean? It means group of related thought. It means your dominant thought. So your dominant thought sets you apart. That's what it means. Look it up in the ancient text. Now my question that I have for you today is, what is your dominant thought? So let's say you walk around all day and you thinking about chi-chis and badonky donks, right? Let's say you're the average, red-blooded American. And all day, every day, that's what you're thinking about. Well, you got a spirit of lust. It's a spirit, though. Because it's a ruling disposition. Your brain is occupied with chi-chis and badonky donks. But let's say you like some alcohol. Let's say you thinking about alcohol. You can't wait to get off work. You're going to go to the bar. You're going to get you some alcohol and you're going to... That means that you got what? You got a spirit of alcoholism. So this stuff is not all mystical like they taught me when I went to church. No, it's actually understandable. You're supposed to use reason and logic. You ain't supposed to take your brain out your brain out your skull and give it to the reverend. Negro, you're supposed to think for yourself. I know that contrary to most of y'all belief system. I digress. But for us individual expressions of God on earth, we think for ourselves. We examine ourselves. We study to show ourselves approved unto God, not man. So money flows to me easily and effortlessly because I'm only merged with what's mine by divine birthright. I ain't trying to take what's yours. What God has for you is for you. What God has for me is for me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I don't fight demons and devils and all, like I said, and all this other stuff. They don't exist in my world. In my world. They exist in your world, but not mine. Because it's done unto me as I believe. That's in your Bible too. You actually bring about what you think about. So them demons and devils that you fighting, they are created by your vivid imagination. Now I ain't saying they don't exist. I'm saying they don't exist for me. So I feast or manifest because I understand the language of the bent light beings. It's called Enochim. So the Enoch, anybody heard the book of Enoch? You should read the book of Enoch if you haven't read it already. I know that's a non-canonized book. Why y'all think it's non-canonized? The language of bit-like beings is the language of angels, but angels are angels. So sacred geometry. Y'all remember the three hexes? Hexagon, that's math. Hexagram, that's grammar. And hexachord, that's music. A triune hex. Now you already know what the word hex means. So that's why you can't manifest. Not you personally, them other Negroes. Not you. We're talking about them other folks. So we can't manifest because we are not connected to source. I'm talking about the original creator. I'm not talking about a little g. I'm talking about the big G. Now I know I digress. You see, brothers and sisters, if you tap into some true, authentic knowledge, then you oscillate and vibrate on a level where there is no devil. Because look at the word devil. Remember, everything on earth is upside down. It talks about that in the book of Isaiah, chapter, 48. They take the truth, they turn it upside down. Who's they? Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Right, Sister Emily? Sister Emily know what I'm talking about. Woo-wee, Sister Emily. All of this is inside the book of Enoch, which you probably ain't read because your preacher told you not to read it. So language is what they call syntax. Remember, there's 7 elements of language. Remember, we broke this down. One of them is called syntax. syntax. It's sin. It's a tax on sin. But the word sin, that means hamentano in the Greek. I know what the word. Do you know what sin means in the Greek, in the original text? Come on, preacher. Come on. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to do some Hebrews 6:1? You ready to go to perfection, to go on past the basic teachings? Or y'all still want to play, Ebenezer? It means living without your lot. It means living without your share. It means living without your destiny. It means living without your diakonia. That's sin. Look it up. I got 100 grand, you can prove me wrong. Remember, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to educate. This is what I do for a living, bro. 8 to 12 hours a day. This is what I do. All day, every day. Been doing it for 30 years. Gonna do it for the next 30. So what are you saying, Doc? I need you to speak clearly, my brother. I got you, boo. You see, brothers and sisters, there is patterns found in your DNA. We talked about the sins of the fathers passed down to the son, to the third, and to the fourth generation. So you got some generational trauma that is your mama. Don't tell anybody I told you. So the generational trauma has become your mama. You married to trauma. It's called trauma-induced mind control. I didn't read that in the book. Remember, I lived it already. So I had to do some shadow work. I had to heal myself before I can come on here and talk to you. I had to get rid of my own demons, my own mental dispositions that was limiting my vibrational expression. So I could not connect because I was unauthorized. That simply means not authentic. That means artificial. That's why artificial language is out, because most people are artificial. It's easy for you to connect with something that is not your vibrational equivalent if you not your vibrational equivalent. That just simply means money flows to me easily, effortlessly from all directions. And the reason that it does is because of what? My inner chi. That means I have what's something called charisma in the Greek. In English, it's called charismatic. So you got to be charismatic. But there is no you. So God is inside of you. God is operating as you. And God is manifesting him, her, and itself through you. See, we have this treasure hidden. Where's it hidden at, Doc? Well, in your Bible it says we have this treasure hidden in earthen vessels. What is this treasure? Oh, man. Y'all don't want to know. Oh, y'all want to know? Okay. What is this treasure? Christ in you, the hope of glory. Now, we got a conundrum, because remember, Christ means the messianic office that furnishes the one in that office with the power to fulfill that office. So what's the problem, Doc? Well, anybody heard of the twin flames? The greatest story never told. What is the greatest story never told? They don't preach this on Sundays. How come? Another story for another time. What's the difference between the word Christos and the word Christos? Come on, preacher. Oh, that's too heavy for y'all. My bad. I'm not here to hurt, harm, or I just want to drop some knowledge in your lap. You see, you can't be what you can't emit. One more time for the people in the back. You can't get what you are not. You see, you have a divine blueprint. It's inside of you right now. It's probably turned off. It's called a CODON in biology. Everybody has what's called a codon. Your code probably is not on. That means your DNA is turned off. Who turned your DNA off? Your DNA is off. Your DNA is only activated when you get into a certain mental state where you are in a state of love, joy, peace, gentleness, meekness, self-control. Against such things, there is no law. The word law, turn it around. Remember, we live in a world where everything is upside down. So LAW is WAL. What is WAL? Wall. So language separates us. It doesn't unite us. Anybody remember the story of the Tower of Babel? So what did that God do to disturb those people? Because remember it says they was all on one accord. They all had one language, and there was nothing that they could not accomplish. Could you imagine if we all get on one accord, we all got on one language? Well, man, we could change the world. Give me 10 people. That's it. Man, you don't even need 10. 5. If I had 5 people and we all was on one accord, we all spoke one vibration. Remember, language is a frequency. It's not a words. So the words that coming out of my mouth means nothing. The only thing that matters is the energy in the voice. Remember, we are carrier waves. Was a carrier wave. I'm a carrier. You're a carrier. A carrier means carbon. Carbon means dirt. You are a dirt suit. I can take off my dirt suit. Same way I can take off my clothes. Same way I can change cars. So you're not your car. You ain't your clothes, and you're not your flesh. Your flesh carries something. That's you. So the real you is not, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the wickedness in high places. Negro, you're a spirit. Now you have possession of a soul, and you manifest through a body, but don't get it twisted, bruh. You're not your body. You're not even your soul. You are a spirit. What is a spirit? Spirit of lust, spirit of doubt, spirit of fear. It is a ruling disposition. So I got one question for you today. One, what is your most predominant thought? Because it's not yours. That shitness has been piped into your head, probably by the government. Don't tell you, nobody told you. The word government means governance. It means to govern, rule, control, manage. But according to Genesis, you probably can't see that on my wall up there. But according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, God gave you 5 attributes and characteristics that you're supposed to do. Rule, govern, manage, control, lead. You're supposed to do that. You. Because you bring about what you think about. But you gave your power, not you personally, people we all know, not you. Them other Negroes. Them other Negroes gave away their power. Who they give their power to? Who determines the definition of the words that you use? Let me say that again for the people in the back. Who determines the definitions of the words that you use? So my definition of broke is different from your definition of broke. My definition of money is different from your definition of money. What is your definition of money? The average Alkebulan, his definition of money is a piece of paper. Negroes believe that. They believe money is a frequency, bro. Money is a wave. Money is a vibration that's determined by your verbalization. Money is persuasive communication. That's money. Contrary to popular belief. Money is speculation. The dollar is not backed by gold or silver. What is it backed by? Faith. Some people got faith in the dollar, some people don't. But see, it's done unto you as you faith. But what is faith? Come on, preacher. What is faith? Now remember, what are we talking about? We're talking about you can't manifest nothing. The law of attraction and all that stuff is really a lie. You don't get what you pray for. You don't get what you ask for. All of that's a waste of time. That's work. Remember, I don't work. So what do? We emit. We send out. And then whatever we send out comes back. So my question to you is, what you sending out? See, if you were to examine yourself, you realize that, damn, I'm the causality of my reality. If you really honest with yourself, now you're going to blame the white man if you're black. Fellas, we're going to blame our wives. Ladies, you're going to blame your husband. It's the neighbor. It's always somebody else's fault. This is why I like counseling. Because I get to be real with people, and I get to break down and I give them one of my 600 books that I've written. 600. And I tell them, boo-boo. Like some folks I can't be honest with, I gotta talk in circles because they're not ready for the truth. They like King James. But for some people are ready. Like, Doc, I'm sick and tired of being broke, bro. I'm sick and tired of being unhealthy. I'm sick and tired of being a bit ignorant. Ignorant just simply means that the truth is here and you're just ignoring it. The number one cause of spiritual failure is your belief system. See, you already got everything that you need for life and godliness. God said, I ain't said that what God said. That's in your Bible. So you should be asking me the question, well, if I got it, where's it at? Well, you got something called a coping mechanism. See, we all settle for less instead of striving for God's best. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Man, I did it for 40 years, bro. You preaching to the choir. Wherever you at, I already been. Probably. Now, I ain't jumped out of no plane, so if you jumping out of airplanes, I ain't done that, bro. You're on your own. But for most of us, and this is where, it's okay. You might have to disconnect. Because that means that I gotta take responsibility. If I'm truly honest with myself, I gotta take responsibility for myself. And all problems start and end with you. We've all settled. Me, you, everybody. Everybody did it. The only question is not where you are. Where are you designed by God to go? Now, we're going to wrap this up. Y'all got things to do. I got things to do, right? Dr. Span got stuff to do, y'all. Dr. Span can't sit on there and listen to me yap all day. Right, Dr. Span? Sister Emily got to go to her Pilates class, y'all. I got to hurry up. My bad, Sister Emily. I got off track a little bit. I know you got to go get your Pilates on, Sister Emily. I feel your pain. So we're going to wrap this up because Sister Emily and Dr. Span, they got stuff to do. Sister T probably at work. She probably on her lunch break. So I got to hurry up because, Sister T got to get back to work. Right, Sister T? So inside of your destiny report is something called a DNA sequencing report. This is the key to unlocking who you be. Now, first of all, you got to have your destiny report. Everybody should already have it. I know you got it. Why? Because you high vibrational individual expressions of God on earth. You've been listening to me for a while. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. So, we got to get into some heavy stuff. Just for a minute or two.